technically they are not all our descendants. They are all our children.
Yes, they're all our children.
Especially.
I want to finish
Is my
Ask consent first.
Cronus has returned.
However, you always be my first visit.
Alright, I'm your favorite?
Yay! I liked you. I liked them all.
Is that everybody that's coming in? Okay.
Oh, should I go up?
Hi. What?
Should I make sure everybody's inside?
Do you want?
I will.
While you do that, I'm going to start the introduction.
Go ahead. You go
Hi!
do it anyway.
This is the Ancestor panel. We're all freaking dorks. And we're going to talk at you for however long our monologues are. We don't have as many people as we were supposed to, so we don't actually know how long the monologues are anymore.
We have like
About half?
7?
So really 30 and a half-ish, 35-ish minutes. Ish. We've got monologues, and then we will be answering in-character questions. Okay, everybody ready?
As ready as we're ever going to be.
Okay, so everybody let's go sit.
For me, because I'm special.
You're the most special.
I'm the most special.
Except for your leggings. Your leggings are not special.
They are
You made
righteous.
these for me.
That was a dark time in my life.
The leggings are most righteous.
Well, I might have made them, but I wasn't expecting to put them together like that.
Oh man, I cannot see.
It's okay. I'm your test dummy,
I'm
right?
just gonna sit here on that one.
Okay. Well, you were my first. And
Oh god.
we might as well.
Don't die.
Can you tell we didn't practice this part? Okay,
What
ready.
could we have?
We're
We
good at
had your day.
getting in seats.
My life. What can I say about my life? I was blessed with a mother who loved me unconditionally, a best friend who saw me through all hardships, and a lover who cared for me in ways no quadrant could ever define. You all know me as the signless, the sufferer. But I assure you, I did not suffer. My life was filled with all the purpose and drive a troll could ever hope for. And although I did not bring down the caste system, and although I may not have uprooted the Empress's iron grip, I at least loosened it. I opened up thousands of trolls' minds to new ideas, of equality, of bonds beyond blood, of love. And my legacy was carried on. The ideals I stood for did not die with me. They exist even now, in all the minds of all the young trolls on Alternia, and in all of you. You have the power to change this world, to change it for the better. Never forget that. Dolorosa, you broke free of your designated place in the caverns to care for me, risking life and limb on hope and love alone. Disciple, you followed us devoutly, believing in the change that we could bring to this world. Psionic, you knew you were worth more than what the caste system thought of you as, more than just a battery for their ships, and so you broke free and followed us. Redglare, you were moved by the actions of love of my disciple and left your post, knowing that what you were being ordered to do was wrong. Redglare, though from afar, you supported me. And Summoner, he kept my legacy alive. He kept the fire alive. My memories were of a world in which we were all equal. A world in which blood did not separate us by order of a cruel tyrant. Where blood was simply blood, and friends were friends no matter the color. Do we want our world to be one filled with hate or with love? Surely my dreams were of a world that could be. But I could not change the world alone. I needed the help of those around me, of those who cared about me, and believed in the world I wanted to create. In death, I learned many things. I learned of the way our actions affect others through their ripple effect in the universe. I learned of trolls, like us, who lived in a universe where my goals had been achieved. I learned and met of those who came before us and those who would come after. I learned just how much we did in our life affected our timeline. Although in my lifetime I was not successful in what I set out to do, I was successful in igniting the flame. And through all of you, it burned brighter than I ever could have hoped. There is hope for a new world, a better one. Don't let anyone ever say that things can't change for the better. Because no matter how small your start may be, you can change the world.
Goodbye, my beloved. Silas, before meeting you, I, like all jade bloods, served the mother grub in the brooding good of troll kind, bidden to interfere or touch grub's fate. I, the bee, I never slept in gloom caverns. I never knew what happened to them, nor saw what triumphs or defeats. Then I discovered you. You were so pitiful yourself. Asked me, what could I do for you? You were smeared blood. Have no one recognized your sign or touch. No Lucis came for you. How could I leave you alone? I slaved to my heart. I left the brooding caverns behind, carrying you in my arms. What more to me, the good of try for if you were left behind. Your blood mattered because I was going to raise you as my own. It was forbidden. Who ever heard of a troll being guardian to another troll? Who ever heard of a love outside the quadrants? I became your mother. The grubs, the caverns. I saw what triumphs or defeats of the other grubs. Saw you grow from wriggler to troll. I taught you how to walk, and you taught me of equality. You played fence with the disciple and psionics, children who had shown your cause and odd family. Taught troll kind. I was scared for you. I made a cloak for you, not in shame of you, beyond your legging fashion sense, but to protect you. But you did not want to be protected. I left my kind to save you. You left me to save our kind. No, the high bloods took you, me. Body was shouted and wood iron, pierced and arrows, broken. Chose you for the greater good of Troy for, if you were so pitiful on the execution I tried. God, self, what could I do for you? Only your pain could be mine instead, but you are already dead! You destined to have no one recognize you, sign of blood. How could I leave you alone? I clung to you. Before your death, I didn't have a chance to say, goodbye, my beloved, goodbye. I was captured by the sea dwellers. Shithouse. Mindfang. For meeting you, I served as Dualscar's slave. Rather than a duty or love, it was an act of pain. Took me pleasure in the destruction of others. Hurt me sad, but I had known greater suffering for. Took me in front of Dualscar. Good blood did not matter. Checked me passionately. Left Dualscar's ship behind. Who carried me in your arms? I hope in my blood pusher. I shouldn't thought were these. Were these even my own or your mind control? Where did I end and you begin? Give me hope. I did not have to think of my past pains. Regardless of my will, not because your powers had over me. But Dualscar was a spiteful creature. He was an orphaner. He took pleasure in the destruction of others. He taught me so, but I pain you with my beloved. When he shot me, not a chance to say, goodbye, my beloved, goodbye. Goodbye, Mindfang. Goodbye, Silas.
to breathe. Enjoy it while you can.
There's no need to threaten them.
I never threaten.
There's no need to make promises either.
Does my story even need to be told? I've killed countless. I've ruled. But what more is there to say? I'm queen of Alternium, and I will always be. I'll raise whatever I can to bring so much hell onto this world. I don't think I need such a long sob story like the rest of them. I think you know my story very much well. For those that don't, you don't need to look on the past. Just look to the future. For all low bloods will die. All grubs will be squished like the little bugs they are. Go on with your pathetic lives. I don't need you.
So, my time has come. I am the orphaner Dualscar. I served under the condescension's rule, taking lives as I please. But, in spite of two certain trolls dangling my feelings in front of me as if I'm some bark beast. Anyways, I made way. Me and Mindfang's relationship going on and off between Blackrock. Some stupid bluster. So, I continued on. I did capture the Dolorosa. Her time with me was pleasurable until absolutely took her. So I made it easy. I shot the Dolorosa and launched her. So as I continued on, continuing to chase Mindfang, I went to assistance of a certain indigo, certain clown, as you all know as the Grand High Blood or the Jugulator. I asked him for help. Yet he asked me to tell a joke. I should have told him about my love life. But as that happened, my blood splattered against the throne room walls, adding to the pitiful colors of every other troll who stepped in there. Well, that's another story.
No do-overs.
Listen.
If I did over my life, I would still save you.
I'd save you a million times.
That's disgusting.
Let me stand here.
So I had the choice to
Try
walk
again.
a Mindfang.
Okay.
You know, we can have what we want.
I was never the losing type, not even as a grub. Trial after trial and hanging after hanging, nothing ever stood in my way. No one dared to challenge me after the first stroll to have the missed fortune of crossing my path in the corner. My Lucis Pyral Spite and his honorable tyranny both constantly praised my work, despite my inexperience. I was feared in court. I was so successful in my career that lawbreakers cowered when they heard my name, Neophyte Redglare. I was the law, right up until one day, The Grand High Blood sent me after one Marquise Spitteret Mindfang. A wicked spidery troll with hair like black spider silk and a taste for victory strong enough to match my own. How could I have known you'd become such an issue? I took down your fleet within an hour, one fell swoop of dragon's breath, and all but your ship were gone. I dropped down and took you in faster than you could shout, "Ow, my eye!" How could I have been so blind? How could I have believed that your trial would go the same as every trial before it? You had all the luck. I remember clearly. Do you? God, you're such a pain. You know, our relationship, your trial sucked. I realized that I took your arm and your eye, but you took everything from me. You took my life. I sometimes wonder if you noticed that I didn't struggle once I saw the noose above me. I wonder if you knew that I knew that I would soon be ensnared in your ever-spinning web. But oh well! I guess the irons could have been hotter. I could have loathed you. We could have fallen pitch for each other while you were supposed to be alone in your cell block. I could have been killed by you anyways. Did these things happen, my dear? Of course not. My allegiance to the Grand High Blood would never have allowed for such fraternization with the enemy. Even if it was mostly secret. I am alone now. Alone with my thoughts and my feelings and my memories. And all I can do is quiver alone in the cold emptiness of my new existence. And hope that someday you'll see the way that things should be. And that our planet's corruption will turn to equality. I just want things to be okay.
Hello everyone. It's my turn. You see, I'm going to be reading something I wrote just recently. Regret. Regret was once something foreign to me. Was it not? Back when I was younger and had far less experience in this cruel world. I was once feared by many trolls and held tremendous power over the sea. I once had a kismesis that amused me, and admittedly, it pleased me to see him suffer. Orphaner Dualscar, that was his name, but unfortunately, he was not such a good kismesis as I had once believed. He was humorless and unkind. He murdered my flushed interest and had a bounty placed on my head with his pathetic and cowardly tactics. Scum. All for what? Because he didn't like the way I conducted my red conquest with his former slave. Because I became quite fond of... Alas, it no longer matters. In the end, Dualscar could not tell a joke to save his life. That was all the revenge I would need for the time being. Following the death of my black and red lovers, the subjugulators sent one of their neophyte lacerators to bring me to justice. I heard her called Redglare, and she was certainly a worthy opponent. I thought nothing of her. She severed my arm with her sword and brought me with that pain a fearsome dragon that took my eye, burning it like the sun itself. My conviction was to be an example as neophyte saw it. What a pity she lost her life instead of me. Despite all this pain, she was beautiful, and someone for whom I could have felt black or even red for in another life. After I escaped from what would have been my execution, I sought the help of a friend, and he fixed me up with a mechanical replacements for the pieces I had lost. It was many sleeps later that I met my mate spirit, my future murderer. He was a low blood that led a rebellion against the high bloods in the name of the sufferer. His name was the Summoner, and he was the warmest lover I ever had. His skin was radiant and beautiful. His wings were magnificent spectacles, all on their own. He was brilliant, and he tamed the very dragon that once burned my eye. He was not always the nicest to me, but I know he loved me. Even if our relationship was not as exclusive to him as it was to me. I loved him more than anything at all, and when the time came for him to take my life, I was happy to have his face be the last one I saw before death. I do not know how he truly felt about having to murder me, but I'm sure he felt sorrow for me, right? I suppose that I probably should regret being who I was and being the cause of such extensive heartache. However, I will never regret my actions, as awful as they were, as my actions led me to who I became when I died. I am truly sorry, Redglare. You had to die for me to realize I needed to repent for my past sins. And I do miss you, sweet Redglare. I hope you can forgive me one day. I'm sorry, Summoner. You had to kill me, the one I know you loved. And I know it must not have been easy for you. I apologize for my past sins, for I have come to feel guilt and compassion. Far too late, I'm afraid. No, I do not regret anything. But I will repent and work to right my wrongs in this dreamlike afterlife. And maybe someday be able to see my friends once again. I am sorry.
Names? What's in a name? A story? One that tells who you are, where you've been, who you've touched. Everyone here has earned their place. Everyone but me. I am the executioner. I was the best. The High Bloods trusted me above all others in my set. My strength. My conviction. Until that is. She came along. That was the day I lost everything. My standing. My honor. My name. What was it that made you so special? It wasn't your blood. No, I've killed countless with blood far worthier than yours. It wasn't the fact that you were a traitor, or fighting for a cause. No. No, I've put causes to the flame. I've put traitors to this noose. No. It wasn't any of those. It was your eyes. Your eyes. His eyes! All of the eyes were on me! But it wasn't fear. No. No, I could have dealt with fear. I could have dealt with anger or denial. It was conviction. It was acceptance. You, your precious one, your sufferer. You were all ready to die. You were willing to die. You weren't scared of me. You weren't scared of the high bloods. You were ready. You were willing. You had accepted your fate. This was something I had never witnessed. It made me question everything I knew. It drove me insane. I was forced into exile. The High Bloods, they didn't care enough to kill me themselves. None of my sect was strong enough to bring me down. So I was banished. Safe in the knowledge that the only one able to find me needed me. She left me this orb. She said that only those with the keenness of sight could peer into its depths. That it would show them the path to our future. That it would give them any answer to any question they sought. How many times did I look into that orb? Every time the result was the same. I saw nothing. Just one more of my failures. So here I am. But I'm not done. I need to find that troll, that disciple. I need to learn from her. I need to seek her out and learn of this conviction, this path that her Silas, her beloved, passed on to her. I will do everything in my power to carry on that message. I brought it to an end far too soon. Again, I ask, what's in a name? If it's a story, a title, who you are. The executioner is dead. His time is over. But I will find her. I will trek through this void I'm in until the new moon rises. I am the expatriate.